What's a low effort job with a surprisingly high salary? I once took a job as tape operator for a production company who was making a docu-series. I got paid $35 an hour to sit in a room overnight for 4 months with boxes of tapes, mark in out points, and transfer digital copies to server. It's still the easiest job I've ever had. I once had a job at a dog kennel and my job was to sleep in a bedroom with a dog or two. Provided a comfy bed, Netflix, Wi-Fi. I was getting paid $30 an hour to basically cuddle with dogs. Why would one leave this job? For any reason. I worked as a massage model at a massage school. My job was to lay there and be massaged for a few hours while the students did their lessons or took their exams. It was $30 an hour, which isn't loads, but better than the $10 an hour office job I had before. Edit: just to clarify, this wasn't a full-time job. It was fairly casual, probably between 4 and 10 hours a week depending on how busy the school was that week, and only for maybe 3 or 4 months. You're getting paid to get massages that normally cost you money. Sounds nice. Just maybe the massages are low quality. Low quality massages is better than no massages at all. Over the course of my many careers, I can confidently say that there's an inverse relationship between how taxing my work has been and how much I've gotten paid. The most gut-wrenching, physical and emotionally intensive labor was lowest paying. The highest paying was chilling out on some meetings and making comments every now and then on spreadsheets. Truer words were never spoken. The hardest job I've ever had was McDonald's, and I did temp labor forever. Still work regularly in construction. Nothing broke my soul more than good old McD's. If you've got time to lean, you've got time to clean. And that was actually said with a straight face and stern voice. Another former McD slave here can confirm about the time to lean, time to clean quote. Also, if you are shitting water and sick with the flu and almost black out from the toilet to the couch, that is apparently still not a good enough excuse to call in 5+ hours before a shift, even though they make you sign contracts saying you won't come in and work while sick. Literally the worst. Owning a parking lot. IT manager at a university. The techs know their jobs, their users, and manage their own schedules and workloads among themselves. Managers basically just have to rubber stamp time codes, confirm parts orders, and make sure the techs don't all take vacations at the same time. I knew he isn't doing anything in that office. I mean, obviously neither am I, but hey, now I know. You work in an office, but you're secretly on Reddit. How about you work at home, but you are on Reddit and make over 100k? My next door neighbor works in a power station. His job is to sit in front of monitor and make sure everything is working well. If something goes wrong, he calls the appropriate workstation and they fix the problem. Because an alarm sounds, if something is out of sync, which rarely happens, he is able to play games or read a book 99% of the time. He is on 150 per hour to basically play games and chill at work. Are you Ned Flanders? As a closed captioner broadcaster for the news, I work from home. I set my own hours and earn anything from 50 to 70 per hour, depending on the assignment. It takes a lot of money to get started, but the payoff is well worth it. I have some relatives that work for the US federal government that often talk about jobs where they work in areas like accounting and project management that make over 100,000 and might on a busy day have as much as 2 hours of actual work. My aunt was talking about this one older woman near retirement that made over 120,000 a year and her only job was running some transactions every morning, which usually took no more than 20 minutes. Then she would spend the rest of the day knitting at her desk. This is my current job, not working for the government. But my PM work for this company is so ducking easy. I worked for another that was insanely high stress and constant work, and I would work 12, 14 hour days. Now, I'm surprised if I do close to 12, 14 hours of work a week. Do you have any recommendations on how to find a job like yours? You have to do some work to get to this point. This is for it-focused roles. 1. Get your PMP. It's not an easy or cheap test. 2. Get your Scrum Master Scrum Product Owner certs. 4 days training, $2,500 US. For added bonus, Get your DevOps Foundation Leader Cert for about 600. They are both open book and pretty easy. More bonus. Get your Ripple V4 cert. Pain in the ass. Not at all worth the effort. But good resume fodder. If you are not experienced, then do these things in reverse order. Then it's based on your PM experience. If none, start applying for bus analyst or project coordinator positions, preferable in corporate orgs. Spend 2-4 years there and then go for the PM roles at Govdit. Then you should be good. It will depend on the shop you end up in. Mine was annoying poor leadership, but super easy because no one was ever held accountable for anything poor leadership. The corporate experience is good so that you can tell everyone in Govt how messed up they are and how things are done in the real world. Govt is insane compared to corporate. I do admin work for the government. My pay is 55k. At best I get 5 emails a day with about 2 that actually concern me. No BS, my phone has rang about 20 times since June 1st. On a super busy day I have about 45 minutes worth of work to do. Same. And the great part is most people that I work with think I'm a workhorse who is crushing it. The truth is that the job just isn't very hard once you learn the basics and can memorize where to find everything you need. No one wants to work in my position because they think it's extremely difficult. I spent maybe an hour today actually working. I'm super efficient, so something that might take someone else 15 minutes takes me less than 5. I've also proven myself to be reliable, so I don't have to justify my time with anyone like some people I work with. It's nice. This whole thread just goes to show, if all the employers were less obsessed with people looking busy and more concerned with shit getting done, we'd all be home by 3 PM and making decent money. My job. The bulk of my job is essentially helping ICU nurses get through annual basic life support. Now that it's all on computerized dummies, I basically just click the link for them, adjust hand position now and then and sit back. I watched Jurassic Park today because everyone is up to date. I make 120k. Vanna White's job on Wheel of Fortune. She gets paid $4 million a year walking back and forth in 20 feet. Call center management. Not even something high up like operations or quality assurance. Even being middle management can be lucrative. I've worked a few call center jobs. The people on the bottom absolutely get ducked over, overworked, stressed out. But once you get to management it's ducking easy. Last call center job I worked, I got promoted to management just due to how long I had been there. After the promotion, I was paid 50k per year to sit at home, listen to people do their job, fill out paperwork, and have the occasional web meeting. I spent more time playing video games and working out than anything else while on the clock. Funniest part to me is that when I gave my notice, they tried to offer me a promotion to stay because I was such a hard worker. I was super tempted to laugh and tell them how little work I actually did in a day. I had a job like this. I got paid $28 an hour working as an administrative assistant in a high school. It takes like 15 minutes to input grades and send truancy letters. Answering phone calls always resorts to just transferring them to the principal or school nurse. Literally nothing to do. I left the job because there's no work in the summer, school is closed, and honestly, the environment was toxic. When you have that much free time at work, people want to start talking about their personal lives, and I don't like to talk about mine to my toxic co-workers. So I left. This job was the definition of money doesn't buy happiness. In Australia, lollipop ladies can earn up to 3k per week for flipping a slow stop sign for traffic at roadside construction site and just generally existing as eye candy. The boredom, overtime and risk of death injury kind of makes up for it. Business intelligence data analyst. Do you know how to use Excel? Can you write basically SQL? Are you able to express yourself clearly and deal with getting variations of the same 10 questions for the rest of your career? Congrats, welcome to making 100k. Staffing and recruiting, but specifically on the business development or sales side of things. I don't even make sales calls much anymore. It's just repeat clients. They call me up and say, hey, we need a quality manager as soon as possible. I say cool. What does it pay and what are the top 3 things you need to see on a resume? I get that and then give it to recruiters who spend a week or two finding the right person and walking them through the hiring process. I spent 15 minutes on the phone and a month later I get a fat commission check. Edit. It's easy now. Building a book of business and learning enough about every type of position that exists at every industry to the point where you know what you are talking about and people will trust you is hard. As a facilities manager I don't do a lot of work and I get a decent pay, but I'm not paid for the work, I'm paid for the safety and responsibility of the building and the lives within it. Today I learned most of Reddit active users is made up of bored old people with easy boring jobs. If you can land it, but very difficult architectural third modeler and render guy, usually firms hire out the work or they have interns do it. Some firms never have this set up, so I become that guy. Make around 90k in LA. Usually I model buildings in 3D, texture, then render. It's fun and no one bugs you. I have everything sort of automated except for the building part. I give them around a week, so I can get the renders out. My current job, project manager for US based Fortune 200 company. Permanent work from home. Make 6 figures. And I do maybe multiply 4 hours of actual work each week. I have my home office set up where I have 2 gaming monitors connected to my gaming laptop sitting on my desk directly in front of me. Then I have my work laptop sitting to one side that's got the volume turned up, so I hear if I get an email or message. When I do, I handle that. Then go back to my personal laptop. Most days I'm either playing video games, watching movies, browsing Reddit, studying for new certifications, or doing stuff around the house like laundry, dishes, cleaning rooms, food prep, etc. People on my team constantly say things like, "Man, this workload is insane. I've got the same and even more than some. It's so boring." But they're paying me to dick around most days. Real talk, do you have an idea as to how easy it is to switch industries as a PM? I've been doing it 12 years in a fairly niche industry, and I'm kinda bored. Since PMP, but I could get it. I make 6 figures annually in less than 8 hours a day as a commercial driver. Literally anyone could do this job. Driving the massive dump trucks that serve mines. Starting salary is like 70k and all you do is drive back and forth all day. International pilot. I make 200k a year as a wide-body first officer. None of the decisions fall to me. I fly one leg to Europe, I get a couple-hour nap on each leg. I get 48 hours in a cool city. Then I fly one leg home, couple-hour nap again on the way home. When I'm home there is nothing I could conceivably do for work, so I just get to enjoy my many days off. Don't get me wrong, the training was intense. But man, my job now is stupid easy. The difference is I'm sure you need a lot of education, training, and certifications to get where you are. School board members. Don't know about other places, but school board members at my school, public school, made well over 5k a month, well above the average. All the board ever did was create shitty rules and then remove them. They always acted so damn busy when everyone knew they drank coffee while surfing Facebook the entire day. A school member's husband even said, "That's so you know it's true." Intense scribbling. Fractionation operator. Only HS degree. I have made over 6 figures the last 3 years. I have subscriptions to every streaming service because basically all I do at work is watch series and movies, especially on midnights. Sometimes we get busy, but for the most part it's super boring and just chilling out. We have a turnaround next week that will last 2 weeks and we will have to do actual work, which will suck. But other than that, it's just browsing the internet and watching Netflix. Radiologist. Source: everyone in the hospital who is not a radiologist. NFL third string quarterback. Professional sleeper is 60.00 an hour here in the UK. Tour guiding. I'm a water tour guide in Hawaii. I make 4 times what the average person my age makes. Half the time I'm chillin' in the water or on the boat. The other half I'm a lifeguard, information dude, and boat flight attendant, lol. Thank you, tourists. Living in the same city as Mr. Beast.